All right, welcome my friends. I'm here. My name is Jen Somaga and I'm with Sam. Sam, how have you been?
I have been well. How are you?
Oh my God, it's been a while, yet we are so close.
I know, just neighbors, 10 minutes away, but
that's life.
Yeah.
And we decided on the Jen Somaga show, as the year is closing, why not come and talk to our friends? And I was like, I'll come have some good time with Sam here. Sam is my good friend.
Yeah.
He's my other husband because he's married
second
to my
husband.
Second husband. Yes, Sam is married to my young sister, and so we are here today and we are going to have a wonderful time with you. We just request you to be part of the show even as the year is closing. Thank you so much that you've been always with me on the show, and I know some of you have been reaching out to Jen for some time. We've not had more shows, more videos, and yes, those are some of the resolutions, Sam, that we need to work on, right? Consistency.
Consistency, yes, yes. Very.
Yeah, so Sam, how have you been?
I have been good. How about you? How have you been?
Good. You know, after the book launch, I needed some time to just
cool off. Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a lot,
yeah.
And we are so grateful. For those of our friends who have read the book, they said, wow, they love the book. And for you who have not bought it, you better go get it.
It's an amazing
Above
book.
The
Very
Storm.
inspiring.
It's on Amazon. Above the Storm by Jen Somaga. But sure, Sam, as the year is closing, I thought we need to come and talk and encourage ourselves. It's not been an easy year for some of us, for some of our friends. You write down everything, but then at the end of the year, things have not worked out.
Yes.
And I felt we need to have that moment of encouraging ourselves and giving ourselves new ideas of how we can, get better on that.
Yeah.
So I know you wrote some things last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you've not gotten there as you would have. Maybe a percentage of it wasn't met.
Yeah.
But what are some of the challenges you think we meet in our communities?
So I was just reading an article like a while back. They say people who make resolutions, about 80% of them, give up on their New Year's resolution by January 12th. Can you imagine that? So some people make up their mind to say, oh, I want to lose weight. I want to, go to the gym. I want to, they have all these big goals. But by January 12th, some of them are already, giving up on their dreams, on their goals. So there's several things I had, in my mind that I, some I wrote down, some I just like pictured in my mind and said, I want to achieve these. But not all of them came to fruition.
Yeah.
But there are other parts to the other things that I achieved that I was able to, But I feel like when someone makes up their mind to maybe meet a goal, you have to approach it with little steps.
Yes.
Little steps.
Yes.
You have to have little objectives. Instead of say you want to go to the gym 5 times a week, you can say, okay, I'll go 2 times a week. I'll do 1 hour. Because you might have other obligations in life, other things you have to meet up with, and then just little goals, just little objectives help you achieve the
bigger ones.
Yeah,
that's very true. That's very true. Because sometimes when it's really so huge, it makes you scared.
Yes.
Oh my God, there's no way I'm.
And then when you think about it, you just feel like, oh, this is so overwhelming. Even just that mindset alone can weigh you down and just feel like make you give up on those goals. So having those small steps, those small objectives help you achieve that big goal.
Yeah, and it's true. And even as you know, sometimes we kind of tend to have many different objectives or whatever, but we need to prioritize and say, what exactly do I need to look at as important at this time?
Right.
Because yes, you could be maybe want to go to school, right? But at this moment of time, you maybe need to first accomplish your work at home with your kids, and you say, you know what, I want to go to school, but then I want to finish up first to make sure that my kids are happy, my kids are all settled in. So I think also that puts us in a dilemma if you're really focusing on bigger goals, as you said, and then you can't prioritize. So at the end of the day, you are here, you're there, and you fail to accomplish what you want to get to, right? Now
I wanted to ask you, do you have some goals
that you Sam, I was supposed to be in the gym. I kept going in my thoughts. I'm going to the gym, and I never hit the gym.
Oh my God.
But that's one of my resolutions this year.
Let me tell you about one of my friends. One of my friends, some years back, he woke up one morning, like in January, January period, like, this year I'm going to the gym. Like, and then he went on, he didn't have a car, he got on the train, went to Planet Fitness, registered, paid the first thing, came back, and he never went back. He never went back till today. So we always laugh at him and say, hey, how about your payment? You just... So a lot of people are going to do that. They're going to go pay for Planet Fitness and never go there. They're going to do that this year, in January. So it's so unfortunate.
It is, but those are some... I know someone could be like, do you really need to go to the gym? Sometimes that's how we think. But we need, as we age, our muscles are getting, they are weak. They are weakening every time. So we need to go into the gym and tone up and build up, give those muscles strength. So it's very important, and that's one of what I'm looking at this year coming. So I don't know what you guys are writing down there, what you've written down, but as we said, let us put the past in, forget about the past. Don't say, I failed this year, I can't achieve it again. You can still achieve this year, come up 2025. Whatever we are writing, we are believing that we are going to achieve what we want to achieve. But some also, what I wanted to say is that this year personally, I want to be purposeful. I really feel I want to be more purposeful in life, to say, to have that passion, to have that desire in me to carry my values more, to search myself out and say, what exactly has God put me on this earth for? Because God, when He creates us, He had a purpose.
A will.
There was a purpose for us, and then that purpose, we have to bring it to pass. So whatever God has created you for, we should accomplish. If it could be being kind, it could be talking to me, encouraging me in whatever I'm doing, I'm trying to attain, and you speak to me with positivity. It could be waking up and send you a note or text, wishing you luck in the day, because sometimes it's not about sometimes some people think it's all about maybe money, giving me money, or no, but there's some small things that we could do, and they create purpose in our lives. So I am trying to assess myself and search myself more deeper and say, why did God create me and left me all this while? We've lost many friends, family members, in our communities. Even last week we had to bury one young boy in our community, which was so sad. So if you're still in existence, we need to search ourselves and find purpose and fulfill that purpose. So that's one of the goals that I'm looking at this year, to see how can I be of help to you, Sam. How can I be help to my neighbor? How can I be help to in my community? What can I do? Because there are many things that we don't know that we can do, yet they are endowed in us. They are bestowed in us, so we can bring that to life, and be a blessing to someone. So that is something I'm focusing on this year.
like I know this we're still in the year because
Closing.
tomorrow we're closing it. So you were able to write a book and put a book out. That's a really big achievement. You know, that is something I aspire to do, and when I saw you do that, that encouraged me. So just you achieving your own goals can encourage other people. And you understand?
Right.
Yeah.
You're really
so
right.
so you doing that was like an eye opener. I was like, oh my God, Jane did it, so I can do it too. And I'm sure there are other people who are thinking like that. And even though there are some people who didn't achieve, you know, what they planned in this year 2024, you can carry that over. You say, okay, this year I wasn't able to achieve it last year, but in 2025 I'm going to do it. Nothing's going to stop me. You know, and if you're discouraged, if there are things around you in your environment trying to discourage you, you look around, you know, seek encouragement from people, you know, who would provide that, you know, and I think that's very
actually
important.
As you're speaking, you remind me of an Irish quote that I saw, that it's a tradition in the Irish, I think it's an old tradition, whereby at the end of the year they open the door, the back door, to let the old year pass go, and then they open the front door to bring in the new.
Oh, I like
but
that.
I feel it is good, but I think there are some things that we, as you're saying, we need to keep some.
Yeah, you need to keep.
If you've not accomplished it, you accomplished it, then you're gonna have to let it stay.
You close the back door and say, hey, you wait there.
Don't go, I need to accomplish you first.
Yeah.
So for those things that we've not accomplished, I think we're gonna hold them in the door,
inside,
and then open the door for those things that we want them out. You know, the laziness, the weaknesses, or those things that we feel were not nice. You know, we can let those go. The good we keep, and then open the door for more to come in.
For the new
But that's
goals.
so interesting how you opened it. These days, Sam, can you open your door and leave it open?
No, you can't.
I feel that we need that in ourselves, among ourselves, that we can be an encouragement to someone else, and also to ourselves. Sam, I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know CPR, that is in the health where everyone is taught how to do
resuscitation.
Resuscitate, you know, anybody who is, you know, losing their breath and dying. And the first thing you do is to check the environment, you know, and make sure this person is conscious or non-responsive, and assessing, you know. So as like, that's something we need for our souls, Sam. As especially the immigrant communities, we end up being so busy, Sam. We tend to work every day and night, shift after shift. You don't even get time. You get what I mean?
Yes.
You don't get time to sit and assess your body and say, hey, I want to check my head. You know, does it hurt here? In ladies, we're supposed to check our breasts to see, is there anything? Do I feel any lump in my breast? So, but because we tend to be so busy, which I can't blame on ourselves, because there's a lot going on, Sam. But yet we need that, because if you're going to be a blessing to someone else,
you have to be alive first, right?
You have to be healthy.
You have to be.
So those are things that I feel this year I wanna step a little bit back and say, you're not getting out of the door. I want to keep you for myself, and make sure before I get off my bed, I need to check myself, assess my body. What is my body saying? What is my mind saying? How do I feel?
How's my health?
How is my health? What have I eaten? We get to buy food, Sam. We leave it in the freezers. We don't even get time to make it. You know, I was reading of a lady. Her name was Hetty Green. She's born here in actually Massachusetts, in Bedford, in the 1834, I guess. For those of you who are readers, maybe you'll find her. So this lady, Sam, she ends up in New York, on Wall Street, businesswoman in those years, very rich. She was lending money. But Sam, this lady was eating leftovers. She was only eating oatmeal. She could not use hot water in her house, but she's lending others, right? But herself, she only had one black dress.
Wow.
She wasn't taking care of herself, Sam. Her children were becoming sick. She can't take them to the hospital. And when I was reading that story, I was like, oh my God, how could you do that? You know how we get to be judgmental, right?
Yeah.
Then I sat, I was like, wait a minute. This is me right here.
Wow.
This is me. If you can't get time to sit down and assess your body, and you find yourself at work, right? If you can only remember to help someone else and you can't help yourself, and that's happening in our communities, you know, we tend to be supportive of others out there in Africa. You make every day your money, you're sending it back. Money. I don't send it now, but what have you done for yourself? Do you even have a winter jacket for yourself? Do you even have
for your children?
For your children,
for your immediate family.
You know?
Yeah.
Do you have warm boots for yourself?
Yeah.
So as like, this is some of the things that we need to work on come 2025. We don't want people dying. You're just waking up dead at work.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened because you couldn't even get time to go for a physical check.
Right.
So this year 2025, those are areas that we need to be looking at. We have to be mindful of to practice mindfulness. And say, you know what, I need some few minutes to meditate, just for meditation.
Yeah.
I just need some few minutes to stay in my shower and rest and relax.
Yeah, take a bath.
And take a bath, and rest. So my friends out there, as the year is beginning, sit down and write things that are going to help you too, not only your family members, but you, because the family needs you healthy. We need you alive in our community. We need to make sure that we are hitting those goals that we've set up. Eat well, Sam talked about starting small.
Yeah.
If you've been drinking 10 bottles of beer, Sam,
reduce it to like 5 or 2 at least.
2 or 3, and then if you've been smoking 10 packets, cut them down, because we need you healthy. Right? Go to the gym. That's my goal. Remind me if you see Jen forgetting.
I'll call you. You said you were going to the gym.
Then you said you're going. We need that among ourselves. We need to be purposeful. We need to be of help to one another.
Yeah. Encourage each other.
Encourage one another. Let us be a blessing before we go out to our workplaces to be a blessing to the people you work for. How about your community? How about your close friends? What they learn from you when you meet them? What they remember about you, Sam? What do I remember when I meet you? Are you always just being negative to me, saying, oh, Jen, you can't do that? Or, you want to start a business? No, in America, we can't start a business. Those things. We need to encourage ourselves. We need to be supportive. If I find a new job opening, I should call you freely and say, Sam, there's an opening here. Why? We don't have to hide those new opportunities, hindering our friends to be blessed. So 2025, we are approaching you and we are ready to face you. Trusting God to see us through 2025. We are grateful. That gratitude in our hearts should always be there, Sam. We, sometimes we forget all the few blessings or the good things we've achieved and only focus on the negative part. But also being grateful in our hearts, to be thankful and say, you know what, I didn't travel, but yes, I was able to take care of my children. I was able to have food on
even just being alive,
being
you
alive.
just said a few people died in your community.
Yes.
Like, I heard about the lady who went out to walk her dog and never came back.
And she didn't come back
on Christmas Day.
On Christmas.
Isn't that so sad? And if you're alive, you have to be grateful.
To be grateful.
One way to stay healthy is to be grateful. So when you're grateful, that's the first step to being healthy, and then you can start thinking about all the things you want to achieve. But if you're alive, you have to be grateful that you're alive, and then if you're healthy, that's even more reason to be grateful. If you're not healthy now, then you have to try to achieve that and try to do things that will make you healthy. And I feel that is something people have to consider in this new year. Just like you said the whole time, one of the most important things is taking care of yourself, making sure you're healthy.
You're healthy.
Yeah,
that's very important. But otherwise, we wish you the best in this coming New
Yes,
Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone, wherever you are. Enjoy the New Year. Do not give up in January.
January 12th, no,
12th,
keep
no.
going.
Keep going, keep pursuing it and attaining what God has in store for you. We love you, and we promise the Jen Somaga show is coming up with new.
How often are you gonna she's gonna make a pledge now. How often are you gonna be doing?
Can we let that?
No, I'm just kidding.
But we are coming. We are coming in we're gonna have many people coming on the show to tell us more stories, to tell us how they have been able to make it, or how they have failed and how they have raised again. You know, it's not all about what you've achieved, but even when you fail and you're able to rise again, there are stories coming up. We love you, and we wish you all the best in the new year. May God bless.
Happy New Year.